Now, what do I mean by inbuilt or custom made options? It is not really necessary when you are taking up security or compliance that you really take up something that is already predefined and try to apply to your organization. It's not really necessary. See, what should matter is that when it comes to security, you should evaluate that what are the things that matter to you, to your organization. What are the things that, although common security practices they suggest you do, but then your evaluation is that no, actually it does not improve my security. It is not something that I wish to do. It is not something that is cost effective for me to do. Let's say you are a very new startup and you're bootstrapped. You really cannot be you should not be focusing on spending something on security when your own business foundation is not yet set up. So you need to defer certain things, right? Because of this reason, the approach you can take can be heavily customized depending on your current status, your current situation, even to some extent your intent. I mean, there are different kinds of perspectives that exist. Some organizations are more risk averse, which is a good thing. Some organizations are less risk averse. You have to define as to which kind you are, because if you are less risk averse, then in that case, maybe you're willing to take a lot more risk, effectively resulting in a lot of things being decided not to be done right now, or maybe not to be done at all. Now, I'm not saying that that is the ideal way of doing things. Maybe you will face some serious consequences at a later point in time. But then I am saying that you can actually take that approach that, okay, I'll now go ahead and implement things right now, right? So having said that, these are the four different, groups, I can say, which could become your foundation based on which you can prepare your own checklist. And what are these? You have defined your ISMS. ISMS stands for Information Security Management System. Um, let's say in your ISMS, to take an example, I just explained the concept of password security, saying that you can have a password management policy which mandates that you will have these many special characters, these many numbers, these many uppercase characters, right? Uh, you may end up deciding that no, this is something that I do not wish to implement right now, because if you want to implement it, then you will have to then code it and then test it and then deploy it. All of this is a cost and time. Maybe you're not in a position to spend that kind of a cost and time, right? So what you will end up doing is that you will end up defining your password management policy with fewer controls, fewer requirements from your password, right? And this is just one example that I'm giving to you. Effectively speaking, you have cut down the number of requirements that you are imposing on yourself, right? Similarly, when you define your ISMS, which is your information security policy, your password management policy, acceptable usage policy, ISO itself kind of mandates about 41 of them. You can go ahead and define whatever it is that you want to define. Now, once you have defined them, ideally, the next logical step to take is look at the clauses and statements that you have defined, and then create a task or an action item based on that. Now, this task list or action item list could be far shorter and smaller than all of the pre-defined lists that we spoke about earlier, right? Entirely up to you. Another approach that you can take is based on your risk. You conduct a risk management activity. You find out that, okay, these are the risks that I am concerned about. The risks that I am experiencing right now are way too high. I would like to reduce the number of risks. So these are the controls that I need to implement. There are organizations where I've seen that their entire security is based on risk management activity, meaning they conduct a risk evaluation, they conduct a risk assessment, they define that, okay, they identify that which are the risks that actually I would like to go ahead and mitigate or eliminate in some way, and which are the risks that I'm okay with, right? And then the risk that they identify that they want to mitigate, they go ahead and define the controls that need to be implemented. Once the controls are defined, it becomes evidently clear that who are the people or which are the functions who need to mitigate those risks, implement those controls to reduce the risk that is there. So your custom list could be completely based on your risk as well. The third is security focus. Now, it is closely related to the risk originated list, but then the primary difference that I've seen between risk originated checklist and security focus checklist is that security focused checklists tend to go a little bit farther than your risk, because your risks are based entirely on your context. Security focused lists, they tend to take up the best practices that are prevalent in the same space for the same kind of assets that we are talking of, and then they tend to incorporate those activities. Now, it may not be necessary that the security focused activities actually result into any kind of a risk mitigation. Mostly that is not the case, but then usually every single activity that is taken up for security usually results in risk reduction. So the main difference between risk originated and security focused checklists would be the volume. So security focused checklists would be slightly longer, right? And over there it is based on external inputs, whereas risks you typically are based on internal inputs. And the fourth one, which is quickly becoming the most common thing that I've seen, is that you have your stakeholders, typically your clients, and the clients send you a self-assessment questionnaire. Once you receive this assessment questionnaire, you go through it, you figure out that what are the things you're compliant with. You go ahead and report them out, get a clearance for those. And for the ones for which you are not able to present evidence, you go ahead and either ask for some time from your clients, or you go ahead and ask for lenience. When you ask for lenience, you're effectively saying that no, I will not be implementing it. But then let's say your client is strict and they're not really permitting you to not be compliant with their expectations, because ultimately then their risk posture becomes worse. So let's say that they are expecting that you go ahead and implement all of the things that they are asking. So what you end up doing is that whatever it is that they have expected that you do not comply with right now, you go ahead and include it and create a checklist out of it. Now, in my experience, this results in the shortest list, the smallest list. The reason being, you're just focused on complying with your client's requirements. You are not taking up any risk management activities. You're not taking up any security focused activities. You may or may not have defined your ISMS, and you're only focused on the few things that your clients are asking. And usually, in my experience, clients do not ask for as many things as, let's say, ISO 27001 or any standard or a certification asked for, right? It it is entirely up to you that which of these approaches you take. Almost all of them will result, if not a few hundreds, at least a few tens of things that you have got to do, right? So we spoke about predefined lists, which are based on certifications, standards, regulations, your risk-based methodology or risk management, or it could be this. You can see that risks are actually existing in both places. The reason for that is because you may or may not have your ISMS defined. You may or may not be chasing a security certification. You still can conduct a risk management activity of your own. But then, if you are chasing a certification, let's say ISO 27001 or PCI DSS, all of them expect you to manage your risks in an organized, formal manner, and which is why risk is something that exists in both places, right? So these are your inbuilt and custom made